Hi everyone, usually I post videos like this on one of my Facebook pages, but I haven't really been active on Facebook recently. I've been busy with school and, family, work, things like that. But, I was supposed to have therapy today, which was canceled, so I figured I could do my video real quick before I go back home. As a lot of you may know, March is Autoimmune Awareness Month. And if those of you who know me personally know that as a child, I was really sick at the age of 16 when I got pregnant with my daughter. A lot of people don't really know much about the condition. They just chalked up to me being sick or whatever. But I had ulcerative colitis, which is considered an autoimmune disease. Ulcerative colitis is similar to Crohn's disease. Some of the symptoms I first showed were constantly going to the bathroom. Like as soon as something would enter my mouth, I'd be in the bathroom. Also, signs of blood in the stool, things like that. I was pregnant at the time, so they couldn't actually diagnose me. But as soon as I had my daughter, about a month or so later, I had a colonoscopy done, which showed ulcerative colitis. My mother also had ulcerative colitis. She got it at age 28 when she was pregnant with my youngest sister. She was in remission. They gave her what they called a Z-Pack at the time, and it seemed to help her completely. Now, for me, that was not an option. I was taking multiple different medications, steroids, which gave me moon face. My face was like, they gave me Asacol, Imuran, something else that started with an E that I can't remember right now. And then I was on Remicade, which at the time I did not know was a chemotherapy, which turns out I'm allergic to. So during my Remicade infusions, I would have to take Benadryl and prednisone, and they'd have to keep an eye on me. But then, after a few Remicade infusions, after I had my son, I had another colonoscopy. I was 20 at the time, and we decided that it was time to take the colon out. 5 months before that, my mother had hers taken out because she was diagnosed with colon cancer. And while I was pregnant, before I knew my mom had cancer, I was already thinking I wanted to remove it because we were discussing my options, and I just did not want to be sick anymore because I was missing out on too many things. I had to drop out of college. I had to quit work. I missed a lot of high school. I couldn't go out with friends. I was missing all kinds of important things that were happening in my life. So I had my colon removed at age 21. Then I made it permanent about 3 years later, and turned out I was pregnant with my daughter at the time, which I did not know until I was 15 weeks along. But once you have one autoimmune disease, you are more susceptible to get another, because it is literally your immune system attacking itself. So now, I watch for signs of Crohn's. So since I don't have UC anymore, a lot of people who get colostomy bags or ileostomy bags and continue to show symptoms, turns out that they have Crohn's disease. Luckily, I've been very good with that. That has not been an issue. I get eczema on my hands now. That did not start until after I had my colon removed, and it gets to the point where my hands hurt. So I am constantly paranoid that, it's turning into rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, something else that's autoimmune. So I'm constantly keeping that in check. So that is just one of the many autoimmune diseases out there. There are many for that. If you're really interested in it and want to do some research, do it. Because you never know who is going to be affected by it. You could be, your family could be, your friend could be. So if one of your friends, tries to explain it to you, take the time to research it, to try to actually see what they are going through. Because, yeah, my friends knew I was sick, but they didn't know the length of how sick I actually was. They'd seen that my skin was gray. They'd seen I was losing weight before I was being treated. But they didn't know how sick I was. They just chalked it up to, me not eating, or, making myself sick, or I was just blowing them off, which caused me to lose a lot of my friends at the time. So, like I said, do yourself a favor, and if someone comes to you and says that hey, I have such and such, take the time to do the research and know what is going on in their lives. And I'm sure they'll thank you for it.